again.
Oh, that's rough. Dude, I'm gonna do that to you, bro.
What the heck you want me to do, bro?
Good morning, folks, and happy Thursday. So, we screwed up yet again. I play entirely too much, so we are running behind. We do not have adequate time to knock out our lift. We're still going to go try to knock out our lift, get as much done as we possibly can. But yeah, we have ran out of time. It's not completely my fault this time. We have a kitty who we gave a home to. A little feral kitty who decided to go and have kittens this morning. So, yeah, I've been dealing with some kittens this morning. Just what I wanted to deal with on a Thursday morning. Kittens. To a feral kitty who I was just trying to give a home to. But yeah, we're running late, so I'm going to put this car or myself into high gear. Go knock out as much of a lift as we can, and then go get better today than we were yesterday, folks. I just can't seem to freaking get out of the house in time. Goodness. And, you know, I didn't lay in bed for an extra 15 today. I just bullshitted around too much this morning. Freaking cracking jokes while eating breakfast. Like, come on, bro, just eat your breakfast and get out of the house. But no, I gotta play. Alrighty, we have made it to the gym to go get stronger today than we were yesterday, and according to the GPS, we have right at like 20 minutes to get everything done that we need to get done in here. So, let's get in here and get stronger today than we were yesterday, folks. Lift complete, and even with the limited time we had, we still got our muscles freaking shaking and baking, folks. It just takes us not giving ourselves adequate amount of time to catch our breath on each set, adequate amount of time to let our muscles rest after each set. But you know, it is what it is. When you are lacking time, that's just what you got to do to still make some progress. You got to up the intensity a lot of it, you know what I mean? But we lifted for quite literally as long as we can, and I don't want to be speeding and zooming through traffic, so I guess let's get the show on the road, folks. The thing that sucks is we were making amazing timing this morning. We were eating our breakfast, and then I step outside and there's a bunch of kittens in the cat's house. I had a feeling it was gonna happen. We had a male cat roaming around the house for a little bit until one of the neighbors found him and picked him up and took him in. I was hoping he did not impregnate my kitty, but he did impregnate my wild kitty. Now I don't know what to do with these kittens, because while I had the big enough heart to take in one kitten, I don't think I have a big enough heart to take in a bunch of kittens. And then we have to get all those kittens fixed, and yeah, we made the mistake of not getting one fixed, and now we have more kittens. So I guess it's something we will have to deal with at a later date. So I guess let's go, like I said, get this show on the freaking road, folks. And I guess since the extra 15 minutes didn't give us enough time to knock out our lift, I guess we're going to have to wake up an extra 30 minutes earlier to knock out our lift. Because yet again today, if I had just had an extra 15 minutes, we'd have been able to hit everything we needed to. But instead, we were ADHD Bob this morning once we got our coffee in us. So, shame on us. I guess we will just get up another 15 minutes earlier. We'll get our schedule back right eventually. Maybe that means that Mondays and Wednesdays we don't need to stay up as late playing games, so that we can get up and we aren't like ADHD Bob. I mean, that's the best way to put it. So, till next week. Maybe we'll get another lift in this week to make up for the 2 days that I failed at getting in all the things that I needed to. The lifts were very adequate though. I mean, like, honestly, just as tired, if not more tired, today and Tuesday than I traditionally am, because, well, the intensity was just so high. So, I mean, there's negatives to it, but there's also positives to it. So, I don't know. We'll live in the present moment. That's what we'll do. And we'll figure it out tomorrow. Or, I guess, Tuesday. Well, we have made it to the gym. And let me just tell you, folks, I have drank a lot of coffee today. We are going to crash hard later. I know it. I can feel it now. But at least for now, we have the energy to go get better today than we were yesterday, folks. Good news, folks. We did not crash from the overconsumption of caffeine. Actually, after practice, I feel more energized than I did when I got here after overconsuming the caffeine. I guess I feel more centered in, because when I got here, I had the jitters. I was like clammy. I had definitely overconsumed caffeine. I'm starting to think that it may be about time for a caffeine tea break. Just a little one. But we do have a fight coming up. And during that weight cut week, we lower our consumption of caffeine. So we should be okay. We should be okay. We can still continue functioning and running off of our entirely too much caffeine. I don't usually try to get over like 300, maybe 400. On a really bad day, I may hit 450, but that is very rare. Very rare. I don't know, the sodas that I drink too, I may be hitting like 400, 500. But through coffee and energy drinks, I try to keep it under like 300, 350. So I think I do a pretty good job, but I definitely think a caffeine tea break is in the future. But even though I'm not tired, it does not mean I'm not hungry. So I guess let's get this show on the road so that we can grub down, get home, because we got a client today. So I guess let's start battling this traffic, grub down on our lunch, and get home as quickly as we can. Well, we have finally made it home, and we got about 30 minutes until we've got to head back out the door to go get our client better today than he was yesterday. And I have finally crashed from our caffeine and our great practice this morning. So I'm going to take my butt inside, rest the body, rest the brain, rest the eyes for about 10 or 15, and then get my butt back up to go get my client better today than he was yesterday. Alrighty, we are back up after our much needed reset. Now it is time to go get our client better today than he was yesterday. And we have made it to the park, folks, and it is such a pretty day to get outside and hold pads for a client. So let's go teach this guy a thing or two and try to get him a little bit better today than he was yesterday. Training session complete with our client, and goodness gracious, was that a good training session. We emphasized maintaining distance with footwork, and he got that junk down today. I mean, of course, he didn't master it, because you can't master anything within an hour, but he got the principle of it pretty well. You know, the anxiety of fighting goes away when you know you can manage distance, and you know that, oh, I can hit you, but you can't hit me because you don't know what I'm doing. To manage distance. And not to mention, the way in which we were working managing distance keeps your feet under us. Unlike bouncing around and working some super athletic footwork, it's something that literally anyone can do. Like, this guy is a heavyweight. Like, he's going to be a heavyweight. And he was able to manage his distance, keep his footing under him, still deliver shots, still get out of the way before the shots came at him. Like, everything that you would want to do in fighting, he was able to do working the footwork in which we were working today. Something that I've been trying to critique or perfect over the past like 6 months. So we finally introduced him to it. I feel like I'm pretty good at explaining it now. I kind of got it mastered myself. So I felt like it was about time to go ahead and start trying to, I guess, push that knowledge onto others. So he ended up taking it on, and he ended up taking it on very well. Like, he soaked it up like a freaking sponge. But while we were training today, while we were hitting pads, the cutest freaking thing happened. There was a group of, I don't know what they were doing. I think they were soccer players, runners. I don't know, track people, track stars. They were runners, they were track star. Needless to say, they were outside doing a practice, right? And this little boy just kept staring at us. So while I was finishing up with my client, finishing our cardio, doing our strength and conditioning part, JB grabs the pads and asks if he wants to hit pads for a minute, and he absolutely loved it. And then on top of it, I didn't notice, but while I was holding pads for my client, there was 3 of my students over there, and the biggest and most excited voice ever, with the most pride that one person can have in someone, screamed out, "That's my coach!" You know, that made me want to like tear up, like right then and there. My client's like, "Are you good, bro?" I'm like, yeah, that's just one of my students. That's one of my students. And then while I was getting in the car filming this excerpt right now, he comes sprinting across the whole entire freaking park. Brian! I turn, he's like, "I just wanted to make sure I said what's up." I was like, "Thank you, homie. Thank you." So, you know, when people look up to you like that and they have so much pride in seeing you, it just makes your heart melt. There's no other words for it. It just makes your heart melt. Makes you feel like you're doing something right. So, to the ones who are very anxious about their sparring and their fighting and their stand-up game, try to work more into your footwork. You know what I mean? Play more in your, I guess, develop your footwork better. Not play with your footwork. I guess you can play with your footwork better, but develop your footwork more. What we were working on was simple as sliding your back foot first and then stepping your front foot first and second. And then when you're exiting, sliding the front foot back and then moving the back foot back. Literally that simple. But it's so simple and it works so well that when you start doing it and you start understanding it, it makes you feel like a dum-dum because you didn't know this and you didn't understand this in the beginning. So, I guess now, folks, let's go get better today than we were yesterday. Goodness gracious, folks, we are late, but I wasn't about to not let a kid hit pads and not say what's up to one of my students, and then it had us go every which freaking way. But we did make it, so let's get in here and get better today than we were yesterday.
Hey, sometimes when you make that turn early, you have the guy go to pass and make that turn early, make that left hand and sneak up into his arm. So if this were to pass this way, right? You have to like look. And if he pass, start to cut the corner right. Just go right there. Now you got that technical. So pull that middle. Go to his back, go to his back, go to his back. Pull your right arm back. Yes, good. You go, get up. What's that? Good, how are you? That hip is still fresh. All over? Yeah. Don't let him just stay up. Well, I got it straightened out. Yeah, hold it.
Part of my face.
You're making it hard. But hold this. That's right. Yeah. That sound. Right? He's down on my hips. You gotta do whatever you want. You got him down that low. Right? I'm here. Pull him and walk in. So an elbow like you're trying to one here. One this time. You got this in a little bit. Now you're gonna try to circle the range. You start pressing your arm. That's when you circle the no. Shoulders fun. Is it sore from yesterday? Yeah. Yeah. It's late. It will. It'll. You got like surgery you got again? Oh, yeah, torn labor. You have a flat there? Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm not fun. This is not. This is like.
It was too heavy. That job wears you down. It wasn't bad. 4-hour shifts. About 4-hour shifts, right? No. 8 hours? 12-hour shifts. Right. You guessed just 4-hour shifts. What the fuck are you doing? I've been doing it for a while. You know what? 12 hours. Hell no. Nothing's worth a 12-hour shift. I better be making some real money in 12 hours.
Yeah, I feel like, bro, I gotta be going home like, fuck. It's like that, the day that check dropped.
What was it now?
You don't know where Raul?
Oh, it was by you getting done?
Not again.
I'm gonna do that to you, Raul.
What the heck you want me to do, bro?
Yeah. Hey, so your left leg equals your right shoulder. So press through your left leg and roll all the way up your right shoulder. Yes. And now start to push away on it. Use your legs again. Grab your guy real quick. Two strikes, too. If I read it correctly. Grounder to second base, out at first. Let that all right, guys, let's move over here.
Stop doing them for reasons that I'll explain in a little bit. But this old man with the empty hand with my keyboard. It's a long drill that requires a certain amount of memorization things, starting and starting. But it's important to remember the sequence of the target chain, because that sequence of 1, 2, 3, 4, it carries out throughout this whole Evo. But the first part of the Evo is what we used to call eater steps, or what we talk about now, we're talking about the initiator. So the initiator is...
Well, even though we were, you know, freaking late today, we still got some good work in, folks. We still got better today than we were yesterday. Let's get home, folks. And look at us. We have made it home, folks. So, I'm going to take my butt inside and I'm going to clean up, because I stink. Let's just be real. I freaking stink. So I'm going to go inside and I'm going to shower up. You know, folks, it's kind of crazy. Yesterday, we talked about how we just want to be able to make a difference in someone's life, like someone has made a difference in our life. And then to see one of our kids, or 3 of our kids, but one was just ecstatic to see me. To see them in the park out of practice, and for them to run away from their practice to come say what's up to me, and to scream, "That's my coach," when his friends are watching me crack pads or hold pads for my client. That brings me so much joy. That makes my heart melt. That makes me know that I'm doing this for a bigger purpose, more than just self. Like, I don't know how you can explain it. When you got little peoples who think that you're cool, and you just remember, literally yesterday, we had to, I guess, take a flash in the past. We walked through the school. We got reminded of the deeper meaning of why we were doing this. For that little boy who would have thought that we were just the coolest thing in the world. And now we have an assortment of children who look up to me, who I guess, depend on me to bring them some jiu-jitsu twice a week to make their week just a little bit better twice a week. So it's a pretty cool feeling. It's a cool feeling. I guess to know if you're succeeding in life, I guess try to put yourself into the position of you're a child again. You're a child. You're 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever age group you want to put yourself in. And then think, would that person who is 10, 11, 12, what would that little boy think of me, or a little girl, whoever, whether you're male or female? What would kid self you think of you? And if they're like, you know what, I think he's a pretty good guy. He's a cool guy. He's someone I would inspire to be like, well, then you're doing things right. If not, then you know, you always got time. You've got time. As long as you know, are still breathing. If you're watching this video, you're still breathing. So you still got time to make that little kid in you proud of you. You know what I mean? For him to think that you're a cool guy. So I guess with that being said, folks, let's get inside and shower up. It's nice to know that you're making a difference in someone's life. Good night, folks. BillyGoat loves you. Oh, and it's freaking Thursday, so you know what we're gonna do tonight. Catch some freaking dubs on some freaking Fortnite, or some COD. Or maybe I can talk JB into some Marvel Rivals. I don't know. We're gonna go catch some doves on something once we get done with dinner, because we didn't cook dinner yet. So let's get inside, cook dinner, shower up, and hop on some games. I hope to see y'all there, folks. Good night, folks, and BillyGoat loves you. Oh, and before I forget, that cat who impregnated my cat, I want some kitty support, you little ass. Good night, folks. BillyGoat loves you.